Let's put him in the win column, everybody, this weekend, NBA playoff style. Scott Sprazza here. He's Doug Upstone. We are DocSports.com, and we are talking about the series between the Utah Jazz and the Memphis Grizzlies. It is Game 3, Doug, in Grind City. Game one, I should say, couldn't have gone much worse for the Utah Jazz, yet they only lost by 3 points. They made 12 of 47 threes and shot 42% overall as far as field goal attempts were concerned. They also just forced, I think it was 9 turnovers in game one. So listen, they didn't play well in the paint. They couldn't shoot. They couldn't hit the deep shot. They couldn't force turnovers, yet they came within 3 points in game one. I played Utah in game two because of that. They shot lights out from everywhere on the floor in game two, 54%. They were also, 19 of 39 from the three-point line. And they hit 24 of 31 free throws. They were better in the paint. But they did allow Memphis to nail 54% of their field goal attempts. But the big note, Doug, to me, the big take from game two, Donovan Mitchell was back. He wasn't rusty. He had a big game. And when Donovan Mitchell is on the floor, the other 4 players for the Utah Jazz that are on the floor at the same time, they're allowed to stay in their normal positions, to play their normal positioning. And it makes a huge difference when it comes playoff time.
It sure does, Scott. And that was really in watching the game, the lack of confidence that the team had. Now, I don't know if it was just because Mitchell wasn't there or if it was because the assumption was he was going to play and all of a sudden he didn't. So whatever it was, they seemed shaken and they missed a lot of wide open 3-pointers in that first game. But they only made 12 in the first game. They made 19 in the second game, as you mentioned. So they averaged 17. So to me, going on the road, that sounds about right. They should get their, 19 threes. But the Grizzlies, Jay Morant, wow, what a guy that's looking like a superstar. I think it was Rex Chapman, now of Twitter fame, who said that if there's one player that he reminds him of at an early point of his career, it's Gary Payton back when he was with Seattle, as that not necessarily a great shot, but did everything for his team to help them to win. And that's obviously the case for Morant, scoring 73 points so far in this series. The thing, though, that I think that's going to be the key for Memphis in this game and basically going forward, they've only made 15 threes so far in the series. They average 11 per game. And even though that's what they need to do, it's not necessarily going to be that easy because Utah is number 2 in 3-point field goal percentage defense. So I think that's going to be, the crux of the situation. Now, I got just a lean on this one, Scott, but I'm leaning with Memphis in part. Well, the +5 is attractive, also by the fact that they're 10-5 as home underdogs so far this season. But Scott, what scares the crap out of me about doing that is Memphis is below average free throw shooting. And, if this game is 3 or 4 points and they have to make clutch free throws, referring to Memphis, and they miss and you end up losing by a point, the humanity. So that's, and I'll say Memphis, but boy, oh boy, it is not a comfortable pick. Scott, dial it up. What do you think?
I know when you said all the humanity, I don't know why, but my mind went right to Les Nessman. I thought turkeys could fly, as God is my witness.
Right,
And you got to be over 40 probably to know what the heck I'm talking about. But Doug and I are, so that's all that matters. Anyway, besides what you mentioned about what scares you a little bit when it comes to Memphis, how about bench scoring? I mean, lack of depth on the offensive end. That was a key to game two, along with that Utah 3-point barrage. But Memphis has got to get more scoring, more help from its bench. The Utah bench has outscored that Memphis bench 76-33 in this series, an average basically of 38-17 is basically what it says. So you cannot be outscored by 20 to 25 points per game in the playoffs by the other team's bench and hope to win a playoff series. You might win a game along the way, but not the series. My particular thoughts on this one and my play to give out here on the video, Memphis is 13-2 to the under at home after they allow an opponent to score 130 points or more. Average points scored in those 15 games between them and their opponents is 211. They're also 15-5 at home to the under off a double-digit road loss. Average points scored in those 20 games, 210 points per game. They rely on their defense after playing outliers, after giving up a bunch of points. And I expect this one to stay under the posted total. They got to get busy on the defensive end. It's their only shot to be able to win this series. Between that and the bench, I suspect they'll make the right adjustments to at least keep this game a little bit lower scoring, whether they win or not. So my free play is going to be the under on this one, Doug.
Yeah, I think that's a good choice, Scott. And I know also that you've been, doing very well in your plays. We talked, was it Monday or Tuesday of this week? And your NBA plays have definitely heated up of late. And as I mentioned, I got off to a slow start in the NBA playoffs after a fine regular season, but I've hit the last couple, so I'm feeling better. And I know you're feeling better with how you're going too.
Yeah, I tell you what, we got that free $60 account, folks, and it's at the top of your page there. But if you click on the link below the video, you can get set up for those free $60 if you're not yet a member. You can use those free $60 on any of Doug's daily packages, any of mine, anybody else at DocSports.com. And yeah, it's been a nice run, 63% with our NBA sides going on 5 weeks now. And as far as baseball, the win on Thursday, we're cutting this on Friday before any of the games have gone off. And so far, we're up over $4,100 on our current regular season run. Played my first 2-team parlay on Thursday, Doug Upstone, and it was the Cleveland Indians to the Chicago White Sox. And Cleveland was a little too close there, but they ended up getting the win. Later innings, they started to score, so we got that 2-team parlay to get us up over $4,000 for that current regular season run in baseball. I know you've had a good run in baseball, so folks, check it out. Again, that free $60 account link is right below the video. He's Doug Upstone. I'm Scott Spreitzer. You know what to do. Let's put him in the win column.